AluRack. Sup guys, today going to see if we can put this guy on the van. So I've had it for a little while, just haven't had the opportunity to stick it on there. This is kind of an industrial rack for the ProMaster by Prime Design. If y'all can flip it over, there's a phone number and website, primedesign.net, and see how it goes. The very first document you can see right there is a little bit bizarre because this piece that they were talking about was actually in here, kind of hidden, and you had to take it out. There's an opening in here where this slides in, and basically looks like it goes on this way. Alright guys, so I wanted to clean off the area a little bit before I put this dude down, and this does have a little bit of padding, but I didn't want to trap any more dirt or sand in between there and the paint so it doesn't grind, if at all. But this guy, just to let you know, so you has that little deal right there. You put that over this little guy, get your nut in there, stick that in there, keep that flush, stick this in here, and get that all nice and straight. And voila. But slide this guy in first. Then that. I just wonder why this one's sitting down flush. Like, that's kind of loose, man. It's kind of loose. Anyhow, step number 2 is going to be to put the rails on. This is a 2-piece system, or the short ones go in front, then the long ones. So we'll stick these together and stick them on top. Okay, so like I said before, the directions are a little bit vague, but when you put up this bracket, make sure that the connecting bracket is facing towards the front on the back one. The middle one, again, you want to do facing back front. The front bracket up here you want to do facing the back. The connection of these two, first you want to do the long runner going from the back to the mid, and the short runner from the front to the mid section. The join is going to be just a little bit ahead of the mid section, and they probably made this section a little bit shorter just for the join, a little bit more strength, and it looks like there's not going to be much overhang on either end. There's 2 bolts that are going through there, one here and one there. There's that bottom bracket, so check how all that goes in there, and I'm doing a little bit of Loctite to connect everything. Once you got everything centered up here, you got your rails on, you need to tighten this little bolt right here. It's a 10mm, and get that nice and tight. The little gap right in here on a 1/36" wheelbase is going to be about a 1/2 inch. For the next step, this is before we start to build the rack itself, is to put on these mounts from the rail to the rack itself. And they give you some specific measurements, but we're going to have to adjust that because of the maxx air fans. That's one of the reasons that I got this design right here, was hopefully that I can manipulate it enough to actually get it to manipulate a little bit. The nut is facing forward on the back one, and the middle one, and then on the top one is just the opposite. It has these, you can see these little grooves. There's grooves right there. Set aside that dude. There we go. So it's front, and facing back. All right, next is going to be assembling the rack itself. Now the instructions say to slide these nuts in. This one already came slide in. There's 8 per side. It's these guys right there. Feels like they have kind of like a nylon kind of bushing in there to keep them a little bit tight in there. And then you put these two together. apparently this thing loosens up and it's supposed to slide. I can get it to slide right now. And that's what's going to connect these two. Okay, so for the rack assembly itself, there's a couple different things you got to take into consideration, especially if you have something on the roof that you're trying to avoid. Let's say a fan. On this in particular rack system, they have this type of bar that goes across, and there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4, there's 5 of those, and then there's these right here. There's 3 of these. That gives you a total of 8 that are going across. These are the ones that are going to mount on the 3 rail fasteners that we just put on a second ago. So be aware of where you want to place those in reference to where you want to slide these into. So here's the situation. I kind of got this in the way. I'm gonna have to come up with something. Gotta move, adjust a couple things. Just trying to get everything lined up, everything moved over. It is an absolute pain, and I've been working on it all day. Getting closer, though. It's gonna be cool, be worth it, but don't expect this to be just a couple hour thing, for sure. Hey guys, that's going to be it for tonight for this video. Basically, the AluRack is on. Big ordeal, bigger than I totally expected it to be. A few more tweaks. Again, like I said, move a couple of the spreader bars, but right now I'm just working on the connection bars, making sure they're good. Maybe one more in back, and then we'll do another update when we stick the solar panels on top. Anyhow, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bloop.